is Zach, and I'm an editor. I'm a LinkedIn storyteller. I'm a content creator across many social media platforms. If you search for me, you will see me across many social media platforms, and I exist as different people across the many various social media platforms. But in the work that I do, since the start of my career, I've always been interviewing profiles, right? I've always been interviewing CEOs, I've been interviewing business leaders. Yesterday, I just interviewed, last week, I interviewed the CEO of Secret Lab. Next week, I'm going to be interviewing the CEO of Starhub. So when I interview them, right, the main topic, right, the main thing that I'm always trying to find and trying to figure out, right, is this. What exactly is it that you're selling? Okay? And I'm going to explain further later. So this topic of the best promise wins the marketplace, not the best product, predicates on the belief, right, that when we buy things, personally, right, when we buy things, come in, I close the door only to make like a sense of panic like that. So when we buy things on our own, we don't buy products, we don't buy things, we buy beliefs, right? When you choose between one bag and another bag, we buy this particular bag perhaps because the belief systems or the aspirations of that company, right, aligns with us. And you can see it coming throughout the entire buying process: a computer, a phone, a pair of shoes. Right? We don't buy things, we buy stories. We buy belief systems, we buy aspirations. As much as we don't do it, come in, hi. Yeah, we don't buy a chair. We buy, for example, if you're looking to buy a chair between IKEA and 42, right? If you decide to choose to buy from IKEA, you probably are somebody who likes to DIY, right? As opposed to buying a chair from another company that just comes and it ships and it delivers. And IKEA's brand promise is that, making DIY easy and making DIY affordable. So that, for me, right, comes down to this point. The difference between a true north and a north star. And that is what I'm talking about today. So the true north, right, is that there's a difference between the two terms, right? So the true north and the North Star. Most people have heard of the North Star. So the North Star is astronomically, the North Star is this. Okay, this is the North Star, this is the Polaris. Astronomically, the North Star is a bright star located directly above the Earth's North Pole, and it stays in roughly the same place in the sky. It is not fixed, it's roughly the same place in the sky, and therefore it's a reliable way to find the direction of the north. Okay, this is astronomically. But metaphorically, for me, what the North Star represents is a guiding principle or a goal that remains a constant and unchanging, providing direction and purpose. And this is very important, not when things are going well for your company. This is important when things are not going well. These things are important when you are lying awake at night, right, and you're asking yourself, why am I doing this? This is important when someone, when there's a huge crisis at work, a huge PR crisis at work, and then you start to ask yourself, for what? Why am I pushing so hard for, right? This is where the North Star comes in. It symbolizes something to aspire to, serving as a point of orientation and a source of inspiration. Yes, I know this sounds very fluffy, especially given the context of what we have heard today, right? When you look at the Deloitte presentation today, right? Wow, it's so solid. Like the figures, you can see all these figures. Right? But then when I look at it, right, the first thing I ask when I look at the charts, right, is what are you trying to say? What exactly is it that you're trying to sell me, right? Obviously, the presentation is trying to sell me something. What is it selling me? That's my question, and that is where I come in when I talk to leaders, when I talk to CEOs, when I talk to business leaders as well. Now, the North Star is different from the True North. Okay, because the True North is unchanging. It stays there forever and ever. It refers to the direction around the Earth's surface towards the geographic North Pole. Unlike the magnetic North, which is the North Star, which shifts over time, True North is a fixed point on the globe. Fixed. It cannot move. Okay? But metaphorically, when you look at it, it represents authenticity, integrity, and unwavering values and signifies staying true to one's principles and purposes. And this is important, regardless of external changes or pressures. And by external changes or pressures, I'm talking about if one day your company, right, runs out of money, your true north cannot change. If one day someone comes in and there's a competitor who sells the exact same product as you, your true north still cannot change. It will remain. Everybody must be aligned to your true north. Most CEOs don't look at the true north as something valuable. They feel like, yeah lah, I'm just selling books. What are you really selling? Are you really selling books? You're not selling books. You're selling space. You're selling a space for people to come in. That's what you're really selling. Are you really selling an AI writing tool? You're not. ChatGPT is not selling an AI writing tool. ChatGPT is selling clarity in communications. So regardless of whether the product bankrupt or what, right, the founder's true north will always remain the same. I'll give you examples later. It's also about aligning actions with core values and remaining steadfast in one's mission. This is very important because the moment there's a crisis at work, right, people will look at your true north and see what exactly is it that you represent. And if they are unclear, if the media is unclear about what your true north is, right, then you are in trouble. Okay, and most people don't communicate this true north very well because we as humans, right, like a lot of startup founders that I see, they're very fascinated by the bells and whistles of their product, right? They like the shiny things. Like, very pretty. Like, oh, there's a new tag, very pretty. But what exactly is it that you're selling? I'm going to give you some examples. Okay, first we talk about the key differences. It's consistency versus authenticity, guidance versus integrity. So these are the two key differences between the North Star and the true north, right? So when I talk about the consistency, right, it means that I will give you some examples later. When you talk about the North Star as a consistent metric, that means regardless of what product, services you put out, right, it stays the same. You might have many North Stars. I don't think it's impossible. Some people are asking me, is it okay to have many North Stars? I say, yes, it's fine. But you can only have one true north. Okay? When it comes to guidance versus integrity, the North Star guides you towards where you want to go and what you push out, the kind of products that you push out. But the true north is a measure of integrity. It's a measure of principles. Okay? Now, I'll give you a bit of an example. This is Grab, our favorite company. People love it, people hate it, but we still somehow use it. Right? This is their North Star, from what I see on their company page, okay, to become the leading super app in Southeast Asia. And this has remained the same for a very, very long time. But actually, their true north is accessibility and inclusivity for Southeast Asians through technology. Because whether you are in Malaysia or whether you're in Thailand, whether you're in Singapore, as long as you have a working mobile network, you can download Grab. And once you have Grab, you can get food, you can get finance, you can get transport, you can get parcel delivery. There's so many things that you can get just from Grab. And that is the accessibility and inclusivity part. So regardless of what happens, whether they earn profit, whether they have a loss, as long as they remain true to this, right, it's fine. This is the other company, Uniqlo, which we are all very familiar with, right? To Singaporeans, Uniqlo represents cheap. That's all. Right? We created Uniqlo's North Star ourselves. Cheap, easy to get because they're everywhere, right? But actually, Uniqlo has several North Stars. One is related to their people to create empowered workplaces throughout its value chain. For the planet, is to reduce its environmental impact to achieve sustainable business. And for the community, is to provide happiness through clothing and enhancing people's life to achieve more harmonious and enriched society. We don't see all this, but this is the belief system behind some of the things that they push out, right? That's the reason why they push out so many, and it's also affordable. You don't go into Uniqlo and think, I cannot afford this. You go in and you go like, I want to be comfortable, which is to provide happiness through clothing and enhancing people's lives. That's it lah. When the weather is too hot, you go in. When you want to go to an overseas country that's very cold, you go in. You want to climb a mountain, you go in. Right? That's the first stop. But actually their true north, according to their website, is to unlock the power of clothing. Regardless. Okay? This is the next example. Me. I'm the next example. So I do makeup, beauty, and skincare products content on TikTok, right? And I will tell you a little bit more about my story. The reason why I started doing it is because I wanted to prove a theory. In the previous place that I worked on, right? As in the previous place that I worked in, I created the company's TikTok page and it did very well. So I thought like, is it my strategy or is it because the company already has a name? So I thought I'm going to try and put the strategies that I put for my company to myself. Can I make myself go from a zero? I started with zero. Today I have close to 30,000 followers. I have like close to 600,000 likes. People stop me on the streets in Malaysia because I geographically play the system lah. I play the game a little bit more. But when you look at my feed, right? When people look at my feed, it is unclear what is it that I stand for. But for me, it's very clear. My North Star is this: to create educational videos that are informational, intentional, and beneficial. If it doesn't tick all these, right, I will not publish it. That's why when you look at my TikTok channel, you will not see me doing like a takedown. You will not see me doing like a scathing commentary. No, don't have. And most importantly, when you look at my comment section, there's no negative comments. Zero. Through a robust system of 50 words that I filter out and a very fast thumb, every time I see a negative comment, I delete. And the reason why I do that is because I believe that misery loves company. If you are the only person going to my comment section and saying, this boy don't know what he's doing, you feel very weird. But if you see 10 people saying it, like you come in, you feel like, oh, I found my tribe. You will not find your tribe in my TikTok comment sections at all. Zero. And I don't make videos based on comments that are negative, like trying to defend myself. I don't have. Zero. Okay? But my true north, this is my North Star. But my true north and the reason why I started this channel to begin with is to democratize beauty. And the reason why I want to democratize beauty is because I understand that I belong in a place where I am of a certain privilege. I can buy things, right? But I know some of my followers cannot buy those things, and that's fine, right? But I want to make sure that they know what I want to make sure that they know what is happening outside of the budget that they have. A lot of people come to me and ask me, what is the best blush to buy? What is the best setting powder? What is the best setting cream? What is the best moisturizer? What is the best sunscreen? And I always tell them the same answer. Whatever your budget allows. You don't have to buy the SK2 moisturizer. You can if you want to, but if it's not within your budget, fine. Why fight it? But if one day you decide, oh, I have the means, I'm going to buy something special for myself. Then you can go to my channel and see, let's see what Zat is saying about Suwasu. Let's go and see what's that. So this is my SK2 video. This is my Eat Cosmetics. So I do have some luxury brands inside there because I want to make sure that everybody has the same access that I have. So you make very informed, knowledgeable decisions. So it is to democratize beauty, and I have not changed for the past 3 years. It has always remained the same. Okay? Now, this is Mito Health. And Mito Health is very popular on LinkedIn, the darling of the LinkedIn community. Okay? Mito Health is a health service. So I interviewed the founder, and what he tells me, right, is that he wants to do this. This is the North Star, to help people live healthier and better lives. Right? They are in Y Combinator now, so very successful. Very successful. But what is actually their true north? Right? Minus all these bells and whistles. So essentially, they will give you a blood test and then they will tell you like, oh, you are insulin resistant. While not currently pre-diabetic, future risk of progression is increased. High muscle mass. They'll tell you the information that you need about your health. Right? Using AI, using tech, it's fantastic. It's a fantastic tool. But their true north is actually, I didn't put, but their true north is what? What exactly is it that they're selling here? When they come to me, right, they say like, this is what we do, right? I always poke. I always ask like, so for what? Oh, okay, very nice. Your tools are very nice. Your dashboard, very nice. But for what? And the more I think about it, right, the more I think that their true north is actually fulfilling aging. So that we can live as long as we want, fulfillingly. Not just healthier and better, it's fulfilling. We can climb mountains. We can go on road trips, right? Because we know what is wrong with us and we can go and immediately find a way to cure it. So that's what I think mental health is. This is another one. This is Good Hood. It's a very popular Singapore brand. I just interviewed the founder. So what they do, right, is I know it sounds very counterintuitive because we're like a lot of Singaporeans, we are very critical. So the app, what the app does is this. You have the app, maybe you need a fridge. Right? Then you will put, someone will go there and say, I need a fridge. Someone will see, I have an extra fridge. Why do you have an extra fridge? Maybe you are of a certain privilege. Right? Or maybe you're intending to buy a new fridge and now you have this old fridge that you don't know what to do with. So you go to Google and say, here's the fridge. Very simple, right? But of course, they use SingPass to authenticate. It's all very good, right? So when I asked the CEO, what exactly is it that you do? What is your North Star? He tells me this: to create happy, healthier neighborhoods in Singapore and to revitalize the kampong spirit. Right? These are very good. But the more I spoke to him, right, the more I tried to eke out, right, what exactly is it that you want to do with this app? Right? And most CEOs have never been asked that. Because if you're at the top of your company, who's going to ask you? Your CFO? Your CTO? They're probably looking to you to tell them. You tell me what is your North Star, right? Nobody's going to tell you except an interviewee, except an interviewer. Because I need to anchor my story in something. Right? That's what I'm always looking for. So actually his true north, and this is something that he and I both agree on, okay, is to bring back trust to philanthropy. Because if somebody puts on the platform that they need $200, would you give? That's the question. If somebody goes on the platform and say, I need diapers, would you give? It is bringing back trust to the concept of giving. And this is very important. Do you have any example? Okay, this is why it's important. Because I'm running out of time because overruns. Because we have lunch, right? I'm just going to go through why it's important. Okay, this is very corporate, but I think it serves its function quite well. Long-term growth and sustainability, a decision-making compass. So let me talk about this number 2 for a while. One day you're going to be faced with tough decisions. Maybe you need to lay off people. Maybe you need to downsize. Maybe you need to change companies. Maybe you need to change offices. Maybe you need to change your strategy. Okay? So what the True North does, right, is that it gives you clarity and consistency. Right? If you have to let go of some people, you have to ask yourself, if we let go of these people, is our True North achieved? Okay? Can we achieve, for example, if I am a big company, my TikTok is a big company, and my True North is still democratizing beauty. If I let go some people, or if I hire some people, I must ask myself, will they help me democratize beauty? If they're not, then the decision is very clear. If they are, then the decision is also very clear. Right? So that always guides you. It's always the moral compass. It helps cut through the noise and makes it easier to pass on short-term opportunities, especially if it is very tempting. Short-term opportunities that don't align with your goal. And by this, I mean, if one day you are so successful and then a person comes in and says, I'm going to give you money. Right? Who don't want money? I'm going to grow, I'm going to help you grow your company. But their belief systems and your belief systems don't align. Will you take it? You can't. Because it doesn't align with your North Star. Sorry, it doesn't align with your True North. It aligns with your North Star. Your North Star is to be profitable, but it doesn't align with your true North, and therefore you cannot take it. It makes the decision making so much easier for me lah. Next is to strengthen stakeholder trust and loyalty, because the question now is, if you are selling the same thing as someone else, why would someone buy from you? If we are all selling a black t-shirt, why would someone buy from you? Everything that I am wearing today, okay, everything, from head to everything, including this bag, this very cute bag, everything that I'm buying today, right, is a decision process that is very personal to me. Okay, many people sell a denim jacket, but I decided to buy something that is local made. Right? Many people have luxury watches, but I decided to buy from a particular brand because this brand or this house philosophy and beliefs aligns with mine, which is of artistry, which is of heritage. Therefore, I buy it. Right? Ask yourself, what are the things that you buy, right, that has been affected by a company's true north? What is that decision that underlines the purchases or the things that you acquire? Next, it also cultivate a strong values-driven culture. This is important also because if your company is very big, okay, there is a number that I recently found out through a podcast, that if your company is bigger, for your company to be considered cozy, your company must have at most 12 people. That's the max. Beyond 12, right, your company staff will go into silos. Suddenly there will be groups of 5. There'll be groups of 4, there'll be groups of 3, right? And you can no longer be cohesive. So, when your company is small, right? When things get rough, when things become very hard, your true north is what will guide your entire company together. That is what brings the company together. Recently, someone was asking me, how about a big ass company? I say, same, you still need a true north. It needs to run through from the cleaner who cleans your office all the way to the top of the CEO. All of us must be aligned completely. If you cannot find a true north where everybody is aligned, then your true north is not good. Okay? And most people, now, right, a lot of Gen Z, not Gen Z, actually I also okay, but I'll just blame the Gen Zs for this. So a lot of Gen Zs, right, they tend to they always look at your brand, they always look at your company's culture. Like, is this company's culture aligned to mine? This is what they mean, no? Are you just for making money, just for making money? Because if you really are aligned with your true north, right, the money will come. If your north stars are correct, your money will come. If your brand, if your marketing, your planning, everything is done correctly, right, then the money will come. But your true north is something that money cannot buy. I like to tell tech CEOs, between company A and company B, right, the only difference between both of you, the reason why company B is doing better is because they have more money. Therefore, they can hire better engineers. They can create a better app, right? But the thing that you cannot buy with a lot of money is a good true north. You cannot. The next one is to enhance brand capital and market differentiation. So this is another reason. For instance, right, if two makcik is selling nasi padang, right, you probably go for the cheaper one. But if both are cheap, both are the same price, both are $5, right? But you saw and you heard that this makcik A is trying to preserve her family's traditional recipes. Wow, it's been passed down from generations to generations to generations. That will affect some people's buying process. Okay, and that is what you're trying to bank on, brand capital. This is what I mean. Okay, and you can just look at different companies. You can look at Apple versus Samsung, or even big electronic giants, right? Best Denki versus Cots. We all have our favorites. Sometimes we don't realize that we have our favorites. We have our favorites and we have our hates also. We're like, no, I will never go there. And maybe because bad service or whatever, but no, we never go there. You must ask yourself why. Because that is what the company's true north. That might be the reason for the company's true north. Okay? Next, of course, is to future-proof your business against crisis. I talk about this a lot because a lot of companies don't think about their true north until something bad happens. Okay, like for example, Reggie, right? I helped Reggie, the guy who did the panel for the last session just now, right? I sit down with him and say, what exactly is it that you want to do, right? Because at some point in time, he was having some problems with thinking about why is this podcast important, right? So I sat down with him and I said, okay, let's go through this exercise together, right? And eventually he found out for him it's about clarity, right? And it is when this crisis can be public facing, but it can be also personal. It can be personal. Sometimes you feel like when you look at some companies, right, you think, when you ask them, some of the CEOs will say like, I'm very tired, I don't want to do this really, right? This true north, come in. Yeah. So this true north will help them sleep better at night. And it will also help them decide, is this really what I want to do? It's okay to say you don't want to do this one, but you must at least know what is it that you don't want to do. Okay? Now, I'm going to explain how to define. Of course, this is all very, of course, elevate leadership, influence, and legacy. Because when you go out for interviews, right, when someone interviews you from Straits Times, for instance, go to you and say like, so what is it that you're actually selling? Or you find an interviewee, or you find a journalist like myself, right, who's actually going to ask you, what exactly do you sell? Right? Then you'll be like, I'm not sure. I don't know. So, let's discover that together. Let's figure it out together. Right? So I like to guide my interviewees to that process. It could be CEOs, it could be business leaders, it could be artists. Right? I have interviewed singers, I've interviewed actors, and I also ask them, why do you do this? And most people get so caught off guard because nobody has ever asked them, why do you do this? Then we have to go through the whole process, right? Now, for time, I'm just going to go through how to define it, okay? And this is the most important one. This is the easiest way to get it. I have 3 pointers, but this is the easiest way to define your true north. If profit was guaranteed, whatever you do, whatever, if profit was guaranteed, what is the objective of your business? Regardless, whatever you do, whatever plans, whatever products you put out, confirm will get profit. What is the objective of your business? For a non-profit, I will ask them, if you get all the money that you ask for, what is your purpose? That's clearer, right? I think that's a very clear understanding. If profit was not a problem, if profit was guaranteed, what would be your objective? That is your true north. How you get there is your North Star. Okay, you can start thinking about that now, later when you do for lunch. So, it comes down to core values. If profitability was guaranteed, what would be your business's true objective? Okay, comes down to impact and integrity. How do we define success beyond financial performance? Of course, these two is tied. They are tied together, right? But then how do we define success beyond financial performance? What legacy do we want to leave behind, and how do our daily operations support that vision? Again, this feels very soft, but it is soft. And because it is soft, it is something that most CEOs, most founders, most businesses don't think about. Because they're always like, I need to make profit, I need to think of the bottom line. You fly from here, fly all over the world for what? You do all these things for what? Right? And then that's it. Hey, got applause now. Oh, very good. I was not expecting an applause. Yeah, so I think this true north thing is very important for me. Right? Personally, also in your life, right? When you are going through things, you have to ask yourself, what exactly is it that I want to do? When you see me on LinkedIn, okay, if you go to my LinkedIn, right? My LinkedIn is not my TikTok, it's not my Instagram. I will tell you my true north for LinkedIn. My true north for LinkedIn is to be famous. That's it. And the reason why I want to be famous is because I want more people to see the stories that I carry. That is my true north. It might seem very superficial, but it is what it is. Some of you will say like, my true north is to make money. Great for you. Props. If your true north is to make money, right, it means that everything you do, right, must make money. The moment it doesn't, you have to stop. How about?
Eat and run business.
Yeah. You say maybe you have like a company retreat. Does it make you money? No, they cannot do. See, it works the other way around as well. Maybe you want to do a little D&D. It does not make you money. You cannot do. So it's easy to say like my true north is to make money, but is it really? Yeah. So we ask ourselves this question again. If profitability was guaranteed, what is your business's objective? That's it. Then you can get that true north. Okay? And remember, nobody, if you're a CEO or if you're the business leader of your company at the top, right, nobody will talk to you about this. Because everybody is looking to you to tell them what is their true north. Okay? Your CFO is not going to go to you, no. I say, exactly. Actually, what are we doing? What's all this for? They will go to you and they will ask you for that question. You cannot answer it other than through a personal self-reflection. That's it. And finished it in 40 minutes. Thank you.